Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday, June the 1st. How did we get to June so fast, you ask? I don't know. Time is flying by this year for sure. All right, so here we are with Mr. Green Eggs or Miss Green Eggs and Ham, what have you. So yeah, last episode we worked on this writing board here. It's a piece of removable ephemera. There's really not much to it, but it does give us an option, to be able to put this in here and have something a little sturdy to write on or draw on for the user of this journal. So I encourage you to make one for your own journal, especially if you have a drawing journal or writing. If you're going to do more than just glue, like treat it like a scrapbook or something where you're gluing things in. If you're gonna create inside of it, once it's all assembled, that writing board can really help you out. So we're going to continue with removable ephemera pieces, and tonight we've got all these wonderful little tucks and pockets and things that we've created in Green Eggs and Ham here. This was our fold-out envelope that I put please respect what's inside. That doesn't necessarily have to be government secrets. It could be photographs that are just for you to look at, or you could put a little notebook or something in there, which actually that would be a great idea. I was going to do journaling cards, but how about we make some tearaway notebooks? My scrap bin, rather, is getting a little full, and I think a little tearaway notebook would be great for that. A little envelope there, and then where is he in signature too? We've got another fold-out envelope here. So yeah, why don't we make little tearaway notebooks that we can put inside there? We're crafting on the fly here, guys. Okay, so materials list. Not a whole lot is needed other than your handy-dandy scrap heap. I don't know if yours is bigger than mine or smaller than mine, but mine is, probably a little more organized than most scrap heaps should be. But that's how my brain works. It's how I function best. So here you have it. Here it is what it is. If yours is not organized, I'm not passing any judgment. You keep your scrap heap however you want to keep your scrap heap. It's your scrap heap, okay? So what we're looking for basically is we're going to start off with a little bit thicker of a piece. So this is just some, I don't know, heavyweight something. Came from somewhere. I mean, that's really the essential scrap heap ingredient, right? It came from somewhere. It was something. So, but yeah, you want a backing piece that's like cardstock thickness. Don't go chipboard. That's going to add a lot of thickness to your journal, and we're going to build layers up on top of this. So, think thin cardstock. Almost like birthday card, but don't go really any thicker than cardstock unless you've got a lot of give in your journal. This is the first kind of layered project that we're going to add that really will add some width to the thickness of this guy. So yeah, and I'm just going to make sure that that's kind of big enough for however tall that I want it. So there's one piece, and I think we could do something fun with that, huh? Yeah, and it could be plain, it could be patterned. I'll do one of each. This one's plain on both sides, and this one's patterned on one side. So I'm gonna do one of each. I encourage you to do one of each. And then all we're gonna do is we're just gonna search through our scrap heap here. Nope, that's too thick. So the rest of your layers you really want to be regular paper thickness. And they can be anything. Like I'm gonna use that piece. And that looks like it could be fun. It's got some modeling paste on it. Let's see, what else do we have in here? La 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 la. Come along on a adventure with me. Ooh, that could be pretty down the edge on one piece. I'm just going to pull several pieces out here, and basically what you're looking for to keep in mind as you're rifling through your selection is you just want regular paper thickness, and you want something that can kind of be used like your if you keep a list, like a grocery list, like an everyday shopping list, kind of like this. It could have lines on it. It doesn't have to be, but just something that you could write a poem on, or a love note to your sweetheart, whatever have you. I'm probably gonna pick most of my stuff with outlines because, well, I don't see a whole lot of stuff in here with lines on it. And what a great way to use up some scraps. Some of this stuff I didn't even know was in here. This is some old coffee dyed paper or maybe tea dyed paper. Not entirely sure. Ooh, that could be fun. Oh, look, little puppy paw prints. You know, sometimes you get to playing around and you forget what you've done to things until you pull it out and you're like, oh, hey, look, I think that's part of a typewriter. For those of us who know what typewriters are, back in the day. I'm old enough to have a back in the day, can you believe it? But here we are. So, and then I'm just going to grab a couple of little small papers. Yeah, and then you're also going to need a stapler. Or your adhesive of choice. I use a stapler because, well, we're keeping it simple with this little jobby here. And if you have some washi tape handy, grab a roll of your favorite washi tape. Color coordinate if you must. No judgment. Ooh, I really like that. And just give yourself the freedom to pick out some little embellishments like, ooh, that has glitter. Everybody likes glitter, right? I like glitter as long as it's well glued down to whatever surface it came on. Do not, I repeat, do not send me free flowing glitter. You will get it right back as a glitter bomb. Capiche? This craft room does not do glitter. So, unless it is well adhered to a piece of beautiful, beautiful paper. And even then, it survives the finger rub. I see you falling off there. It's falling off there onto my table. Great. Now I'm going to have glitter on everything. Okay. Moving on. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our first thing, and since we know we want our little notebook to fit inside this envelope, I'm going to use the measurements. Now I'm going to go about a half an inch on either side because this is going to get a little bit thicker and it's going to fill this envelope up, and so I don't want to have to stuff it in there. If you're just going to create, like if you want to create one of these notebooks that we're about to do and put it, where'd he go? Oh, where'd he go? Where's our belly band? He's in here somewhere. No, he is. Oh, belly band, where are you? Over here. There he is. Sorry. If you want to put it in a belly band, also keep in mind, probably do about a half an inch or 3/4 of an inch, because what we're about to make is going to have, we're not creating a book that's like this thick. It's going to maybe like 6, maybe 7 pages at the most, but what you don't want to do is put too much strain on this page that your belly band ends up ripping off. I don't want you to accidentally or unknowingly destroy all of your beautiful, beautiful work. So we're just going to measure our little envelope here. I think he's about 5 inches long, but we'll measure. Oh, no, look, 6.5. Boy, was I off. So the longest, my backing paper that I'm going to make, which I think for this guy, yeah, we'll go with the orange. If he's long enough. If not, we'll go with this one. So the backing, my backer for this is going to be at longest 5.5 inches. Okay, so I have 1/4 of an inch to work with on either end. Okay, let's just fold him back in there. Oh, wait, and then we also want to measure width, because what we don't want to do is we don't want to create a book that's so wide that this isn't going to be able to pop back in there like it's supposed to be. So I'm going to come to this side so I know where my crease is at, and I'm just going to measure. I'm going to keep in mind that I don't want anything over 3.5 inches wide. So we've got 5, what did I say, 5.5? I can't even remember. Yeah, 5.5 by 3.5 is what we want to, where we want our backer board to be. And I say backer board, I use the word board loosely. Okay, so this is 3 inches. And can I get 5.5 out of that? I can. So what I'm going to do, I just noticed, scrap paper being what it is, there's a little pencil marking downside of this. You could leave it, run with it, call it character, what have you. On the other hand, I'm just gonna erase that. We're just gonna get rid of it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just using the lines here on my Fiskars mat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a half. So this is where the crafting gets a little crazy. We're gonna not measure too much of this, or not cut too much of it. We're really going to use the raw edge of the tear, the tear technique. That's what we're calling that. So we now have 5.5, and I've got 3. And I said I didn't want to go over 3.5. There's my 3.5 line. So I'm just going to leave that as is. So this is my backer board, and yes, it has a cut. That's okay, because it's just paper. Let's just fix it up. Oh, sorry for the hitting of the camera. I reached for my washi tape. Okay, so I just picked some random washi tape. It's got, we're going to call that a butterfly. Might be a moth. I don't know. I don't care. All right, it's beautiful. We're just going to tear a piece about that off there, and I'm just going to patch that little crack right on up. It's going to add to the character of my backer board, give it a little durability. And hey, look, there we have a half a moth. We're already starting to decorate this puppy. Okay, so now, from this, we're going to say that this is 3.5, even though it's not quite 3.5. From this 3.5, with our tearaway notepad that we're creating, what we want to do is we kind of want to build layers and think pyramid, but with a very flat top. So, like, the next page is going to be pretty close to this width, and then we're going to go in a little smaller, and a little smaller, and a little smaller, and a little smaller. So, as I sort through my papers here, I'm going to pick one that I think is nice and wide. Okay, I love that one. So that one's going to be my base. And then we're going to go with, where was that one that was folded in half? Remember, with the little runner down the side? Where'd it go? There it is. There he is. Okay, so we're going to set this one aside. That's going to be page 1. And then, oh, I really like that. I might have to do a little bit of trimming, but you know what? That's okay. Not a problem. You know what we're going to do? We are living on the wild side. Watch this number. Are you ready? Everybody, hold your breath. Oh my gosh, she's going to do it. Here we go. We're just going to take that natural fold. Going to line it up on the ruler and call it a good one. There we go. Okay, so actually, change of plans. I'm going to use that one as my baseboard. So, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to measure it right to the top. Doesn't have to be to the very tippy top. We're going to come down here, and we're going to go in just a fraction of an inch. Okay, like maybe, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch. Did I get that right? Hey, look at that, 1/8 of an inch, go me. Okay, so there's page 1. Okay, so we're just gonna slide that up there. This is our template. So actually, this has now become our template, the white page, because our next one that we're gonna do, and I'm gonna use this guy right here. We're just gonna go for it. He's a little short. I don't want to cut that much space off yet. So we're just gonna line him up, kind of like right about there. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Okay, that guy doesn't want to hang out. He's had enough of my craziness. He was hitting the road. Okay, and then we're just going to go in here, and I'm not super worried about whether or not it's straight. These little notepads that we're creating are meant to be more fun and somewhat whimsical. So if it's super straight, then hey, it's super straight. If that came out a little wonky, who cares? It's just paper. Okay, so there we go. So we've got 2 pages. So now we're going to slide these 2 aside, and we're using this one because we're trying to go in from the base. If you want to make your pages all the same size, then hey, by all means, you do you. But this is how I like to do these. So that's what I'm working with. You just really want to make sure that your top pieces are almost all the way together as you work, because when we go to attach them all, and I may end up having to go back to my scrap heap and pull out some more paper. I need a fun color. I need fun. I need whimsical. Well, I mean, typewriter, that's not super whimsical, but I mean, it's unique in and of itself. So it's already a little bit shorter, so I'm just going to leave that there. And then, you know what, I'm going to work with this natural edge that we kind of sort of have. I use the word natural liberally there. We're just going to tear it off there, and then we're just going to tear it off there. And if the tearing of the paper gives you any kind of anxiety or anything like that, by all means, bust out those scissors, girl. You do you. So let's see, what do we've got? 1, 2, 3, 4. I really want to add a couple more pages. So nope, that's a note card. Ooh, nope, that's not even a whole page. Look, this is what I pulled out. Not exactly what I'm going for there. Nope, that's cardstock. Okay, I may have to go to my paper stash. I do try to build these very much out of, oh, that could be fun. That could be fun. Okay, yeah. Here, we're just gonna remove a little slice of that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then, ooh, what about some avocado dyed lined paper? Look at that. That gets us the color we want, right? Okay. So then this, and yes, you heard me right. This is avocado dyed. If you have not tried it, use the skins and the pits. Bring them to a boil. Add about 1/4 of a tablespoon, sorry, not tablespoon, 1/4 of a teaspoon baking soda to your boiling water. Bring it to a nice boil. Bring it down to a simmer. Let it simmer for about 35 to 45 minutes. And then let it cool. Drop your paper in. The longer you let it sit, the darker red it becomes. It's fabulous. I highly recommend it. Okay, so now we have our backer board. We have our 6 pages. We're just going to bring this in here. Go trying for center. If you don't get center, yeah. Oh, hey, what if we don't get center on purpose? Let's try that. See what happens there. Oh, look at that. Creates like this little geometric funness. That's right, funness, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're going with. Funness. All right, and then stapler. There it is. Okay, so then I'm just going to come in here with my stapler, and I'm going to hit it once, and then I'm going to hit it twice. Okay, so now you effectively have created this gorgeous little multicolored notepad. Okay, and you could leave it at that. That could be your finished item. However, we're going to take it a little further. Okay, we're going to set the stapler aside. You saw me grab this little guy out here. So, what if we took this guy and we brought it across the top here? Okay, and we wrap him around. Okay, I'm not gonna glue, I don't think. Actually, you know what? He's a little long for my taste. So what if we do this? What if we just come in here and we're just gonna trim him down. Okay, and then I actually will glue him in place. Okay, so that just kind of hides that. And then I'm gonna go over here, and something else I've created from my scraps. You guys probably do this too, or if you don't, then I suggest that you take me up on this. These are just little tiny clusters that I made just from scraps laying around, put together with, you guessed it, a staple. You know, we are high tech up here in the studio today. All right, so because this is embossed paper, it's got a bit of a texture on it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it shows up in the camera. It's got a bit of a texture, so I am going to come in with my silicone glue and make sure that the glue is getting into, well, maybe. It was June 1st when we started. It might be December by the time the glue gets down here. I'm just going to make sure, I'm using silicone glue because I want to make sure that the glue gets down into the little grooves so that it actually attaches and isn't, you know, just for show. It's going to fall off at the first strong breeze. All right. And then I am going to go ahead and wrap this around the back. Maybe. I swear. All right. I didn't get it even, but you know what? That's okay. There's one great thing that junk journaling, paper crafting in my life has taught me. I used to have a bit of a problem. I would talk myself out of creating things because I couldn't do it perfect the right way, or the perfect the first time. And I have since learned to let that go, and well, I mess things up quite regularly now, and I love it. So I'm going to go in now, keeping in mind that this is going into an envelope, a very predetermined space. That I'm just going to give the silicone just a chance to grab, so sliding it in and out of here is not going to destroy our beautiful work already. Okay. So, keeping in mind that if I wanted to slide this into this space, if I come in with that little embellishment of this cluster, if I glue that on there, it's still going to give me the clearance that I need to get it in and out of the envelope. So just kind of try to think ahead. I've done it several times. I've created this big, beautiful, wonderful thing, and then I go to slide it into a journal that I'm making, and it's 4 inches too large. So yeah, we're just gonna. I think I'm just gonna attach that like that. Yeah. Okay. So you know what I do? I'm going to show you a little technique. I've got this wonderful pair of pliers. They're super tiny. Look, make my hands look so big. So with staples like this, I don't have a tiny stapler. I just have your run-of-the-mill. I don't even know who makes this. It doesn't even have a brand on it. It's just your run-of-the-mill little tiny office stapler, but it's not tiny staples. So what I do when I want to add this to something, I come in with my bead pliers, and I just take those staples. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I just take those staples, bring it up to the camera, and I smush them down flat. Okay? So, now that they're nice and flat, everything is still attached. I haven't ruined anything. I can come in with my silicone glue. Come on. And just give this a little dabble. A little dabble. And I'm just going to glue it right like that. Okay. Just going to do this finger smushing because, you know, finger smushing. Who doesn't like finger smushing? Alright. I am going to grab a black ink pad. And I just so happen to have this handy dandy little flower stamp handy. Handy dandy. That's right. We are all about the words today, ladies and gentlemen. And then I'm going to come back and kind of hit this with a bit of a stamp. And there we have it. That's one little removable tearaway notebook. And I call it a tearaway notebook because you could write, you know, love you honey on this, and then you just hold it up here. I don't know if that ink is dry, so I'm not going to put my thumb. But you could hold it here and just rip that out, and then you've got a little note. You could use Post-it notes, you know, if you want to give yourself some stickies, you know, so that you can stick them on, I don't know, mirror or luggage or somebody's shoe. I don't know where you put your Post-its, no judgment. But yeah, and then this little guy can just go in your journal, and he just fits right into our little envelope that we made. And then there you go. You've got a nice little removable notebook. Not too thick. It does add just a little bit right here at its spine, not necessarily over here. But there you go. And then we've got just that little notebook hanging out in there that could be taken out and jotted down on or written on or what have you. Okay, so let's make our next one. Let's go measure that one's envelope. Maybe. I think they're both the same size. I'm pretty sure they are. So, yes, 5.5 by, drum roll please, 3.5. Well, I am having so much fun making these videos for you guys. I've had lots of comments about, you know, thank you for showing me this, and I didn't know I could do that, and so I'm so happy to be handing on or passing on a little bit of knowledge and some chicanery to all of you that are watching. So thank you for everybody for being here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button for future chicanery to come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. And yeah, hit that subscribe button. And I know my channel is growing. I'm thinking that like maybe at the 500th subscriber, I will probably do some sort of giveaway. I think that might be fun for everybody who's been here and been watching. So yeah, I'll pick somebody at random from my subscribers and send you something exclusive from Dragonflyer Studio. I think that would be really fun to do. I'm having a whole lot of fun with the YouTube channel and getting to know people, meeting people through it. So yes, so thank you all for being here, really. Otherwise it would just be me talking to the glue bottle. We should give him a name or her name. The glue bottle. I will come up with that. So here I just have I don't know, some sort of packaging slip. It says, keep this slip for reference. So there you have it. This notebook will forever be known as reference. We kept it for just this purpose. So this is going to be my base page. I'm just going to come in here. Once I figure out what direction I'm working from, I'm just going to come in here and just give it a little bit of, you know what? I really want to keep the whole, I want to keep the whole length. We're going to mix it up. How about that? So what if we go, yeah, I want to keep the number, and I want to keep this slip for reference. So we're going to tear this side off. That's what we're doing. Made a judgment call. And that's what you get to do with these. That's the beauty of the junk journal. Okay, so yes, this page is a little longer. I know I just broke my own rule. We are living on the edge over here. So what if we don't purposely try to go like super small? What if we keep them all roughly, like make this a wider pad? Let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna keep the blue on here. This is modeling paste. It does give a little bit of a texture. That area of the page is raised. I really like playing around with modeling paste. It gives a whole new dimension to paper, really, in general. I've used it on the cover of a couple journals, through squeezed it through cloth, and I think I squeezed it through a strainer one time. That was an experience. So I think I'm going to keep this little, I don't know what that is, little peonies, or it's some sort of little cute little flower. So I think I want to keep that as kind of an embellishment. Now, here's one of those things. It's missing a corner. Don't care one iota that it's missing a corner. We are just going to, pardon the arm and the camera angle there, we're just going to rip that off there. And then because I want to keep it down here, I'm going to rip it at its top edge rather than its bottom edge. I am not a lefty, can you tell? So there we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Oh yeah, okay, so here, let's do, we're going to go, well, this one's going to jump to a shorty make short. What if we do this? Or should we turn it sideways? We should turn it sideways, shouldn't we? Okay, so what I'm worried about is the little ruffle that used to be the book spine. So I am going to come in and I'm just going to straighten it up a little bit. What I don't want to do is accidentally, this is a genuinely old book page. I think it came from like 1920 or 1930. So with that torn edge there, my stapler might just punch right through it, and damage, you know, not, how do I say this, not adhere, not attach. I'm telling you, sometimes the words, they are a problem. Just not attach the page the way that I would hope. So I just wanted to give it a straight edge, enough for the staple to bite through and hang on. Okay, so let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, nope, that's my backer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I really wanted to use this guy. Look at him. Look, using a little quadrant. It's from Treasure Island. It was a fabulous book. And yes, I tore it apart. Sorry, there's no polite way to say that. So I think we're just gonna keep him in all his definitions. And then I can use that for something else. So here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I really think I want to put this little brown paper on here, and I want to put something on that. Okay? So now, we're just going to straighten these guys up as best we can. Okay. And then get our backer board. Line them up at the top. Center, not center. We saw how cool it looked on the other one for it to not be center. And then we're just going to attach them. One there. And one there. Okay, and if you're worried about the staples sticking out away from the paper, grab those beading pliers and just smush them down flat. There you go, just like that, and then you don't have the bubbled staples on the back. Okay, so give me just a second. I'm going to see what I can't find for the front of that little brown paper. Oh, perfect. Right here on top. And I think it'll fit quite nicely. Oh, yes. All right. I'm using Distress Oxide Black Soot. You can use whatever ink pad you so desire. This is just one I had that was super, and you know what? It's not going to work. This stamp is really old, and the cloth that's on those don't always give the ink the way they should. At least not for this kind of stamp. So this is June 6 multi-service chalk ink surface multi-service. So I'm just, when you can't take the stamp to the ink pad, you bring the ink pad to the stamp. So I'm just going to make sure that it's all nice and coated pretty well. Yeah, it's all shiny. And then these ones dry out pretty quickly, so I really keep them covered up well. So now I'm just going to, you know what, I don't even want to go center. I want to be all haphazard about it. Okay, we're just going to mush that into place. And voila, we have sunflowers. Okay, so now what I do know about the chalk ink is it takes a while to dry. Doesn't matter how thick or how thin you put it on there, it takes a while to dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my, put the lid on the silicone glue. I'm going to grab my tissue paper. You may have seen me do this before, and I'm going to clean my stamp. And I do this until there's almost no ink left on it. There we go. And then I'll set that aside to dry. I keep those pressed in a little book, and when I need a quick stamp or a quick embellishment, I'll go and cut those out. They make for really, really cute little designs. And then I do this, especially to my older stamps that I have gotten yard sales or estate sales or whatnot. I go and clean most of the pigment, as much of the pigment as I can get off. Somebody was like, oh, it doesn't bother the stamp. But this rubber, compared to newer stamps, this rubber is starting to get very hard, almost like dry rot on a tire. So I clean them off. I take good care of my old ladies, as I like to refer to them. You know, I take care of them, they take care of me. So yeah. So what if we take this little pistola box that accompanied our man with the what was it? A quadrant. I'm just gonna tear this out of here, all haphazard like, and then I'm gonna hit it with a little distress ink. We almost got through an entire episode without me using the distress ink dauber, but here it is. It strikes again. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take this guy and I'm gonna use it as a little bit of ephemera to decorate up. Come on, you. To decorate up my backer board. That'll be a nice little treasure for someone to find. Yeah, I know, I did that. And welcome to my punny world. And so, oh, I stuck my finger in that ink. So the chalk ink isn't quite dry. So, but that's okay. We will saunter on. I am going to save this because it's got my little puppy prints on it. I don't want to get rid of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's see. Oh goodness, we've got brown, we've got black, we've got purple, we've got pink. There's no wrong color. So how about if I close my eyes? I'll close my eyes and pick. What is this one? Oh my. Okay, we're going with festive. I'm going to pick this one right here on the end. So this is how I store my washi tape. I learned a long time ago that flat saves a lot of time, especially in a tiny space. I work out of a spare bedroom in a duplex. So I'm just giving this a little bit of a header up top, kind of hide those staples. And then again, I'm just going to wrap it around the back. No shame there. There we go. All right. So yeah. And then this guy would fit in here. I'm not going to slide him in because I'm waiting on that chalk ink to dry. But this guy, oh no, I made him too long. What? I thought we said 5.5 inches. 5.5. That is not 5.5, ladies and gentlemen. So that's okay. No, nope, we went 6.5 there. Okay, so you know what? We'll just save that envelope for something else. We have a beautiful belly band back here that this guy might be able to fit in. I'm going to be very careful with that ink, so as not to smudge it. So yeah, there we go. So this belly band will work if you remember, if you've seen the episode. I doubled back the edges so that it does have a little more give rather than the green memories one. So I think this is actually, I really don't want to smudge that. I think that's a perfect fit actually for in there. So there you have it. So sometimes, you know, I am not a professional. I do not even play one on TV, okay? So sometimes you mismeasure, you miscount, or whatever. Don't throw it out. Just find another place for it. But there you have it. I am going to take this out so that that ink can dry. Ta-ta-da. Oh, hey, look. I didn't mess it up. So yeah, there you have it. Those are some tearaway notebooks that you can use your scrap paper up on. You know, have fun with it. We could definitely do a lot more with these. You know, we could go in and embellish these, ink them up, do whatever you want to, make them their own little works of art. But otherwise, I use mine in journals for the user, for the intended person. So I hope that was informative. I hope you guys learned something. Or at least were entertained. So yeah, if you're a returning viewer, once again, thank you guys for being here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, give me a like, give me a share. Otherwise, until next time from Dragonflyer Studios, we'll see you later.